What's good, Commanders fans? The Washington Commanders have now signed quarterback Jeff Driskel. That is my son in the background, being loud if you do hear him. But yes, this could be a camp body signing. This could be a competition type of signing. Actually, I'll do April Fool's joke. I already messed it up. I already announced that I was going to do April Fool's joke, so I botched it already. My bad, guys. I would have got you. Probably wouldn't have got you guys anyway, but there's been people doing Twitter posts about Ron Rivera coming back as like a lead executive or something like that. That was a terrible April Fool's. That one was not going to get anybody at all. There was another one. I forgot what it was. Oh, Adam Peters and Dan Quinn having beef or something like that. That was just terrible. All the April Fools that I've seen so far have been pretty bad today. It's kind of like everybody actually knows what day it is, where usually there's at least one or two that catches people, that does get people. So, and a lot of people thought this was the April Fool's signing, to be honest with you, too. So, Jeff Driskel, here we go. Quarterback, journeyman quarterback, played for a couple of teams. He played for the Lions as well. Remember the game where Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, we beat the Lions. Jeff Driskel threw 3 interceptions. Dwayne Haskins took the selfie. Steven Sims ran for a kickoff touchdown. That was the game against Jeff Driskel where Matt Stafford was injured and we played Jeff Driskel. He was like the second or third string quarterback. Jeff Driskel in that game had 1 touchdown, 3 picks. But Jeff Driskel is very athletic, man. I did not know that. Like, he was converted to a tight end with the Texans. They actually converted him to a quarterback to a tight end. They were trying to use him kind of like in that, what's the guy's name for the Saints? Taysom Hill kind of role as a runner. As a 4th and 1, they would put him in there. 3rd and 2, they would put him in there. He would get first downs. With the Lions, he ran for a couple first downs. Like, I was looking at some of the stats. And Jeff Driskel's an athlete, man. He ran a 4.5 40-yard dash. I'm not advocating for him to get any snaps or any playing time here. I know he's going to be the third string guy. Adam Peters said he wants 4 quarterbacks in the room, so Jake Fromm is going to be on a roster for training camp for that 90-man roster. Jeff Driskel's a guy where if he gets released, he might fool around and end up on the DC Defenders. I did not get a chance to watch the DC Defenders the other day. I definitely want to attend a game, at least one DC Defenders game. But getting back to Jeff Driskel, looking at his rushing yards, he's a dynamic runner, man. And I know people are like, we signed Mariota to that means we're gonna draft Jaden Daniels. Now people may have a reach and say, since we're signing Jeff Driskel, that means even more that we're gonna get a dual threat dynamic quarterback in Jaden Daniels. But just look at some of the numbers. Jeff Driskel ran for 10 first downs in 3 games in 2019. 3 games he ran for 10 first downs and he had a touchdown. 2018, his rookie year, he ran for 7 first downs and had 2 touchdowns as a running quarterback, or just as a quarterback. And then in Detroit, he had, in that game, like I said, where we beat him, he threw 3 picks. He threw 2 to Fabian Moreau and 1 to Quentin Dunbar. He ran for 9 carries in that game and 63 yards on the ground. His longest run was for 18 yards. So he's an athlete, man. He really is. Like, I'm intrigued a little bit as him, and I want to see him in the preseason. I really do. And there's a clip of him in the preseason with the Bengals where he jukes 2 Buccaneers defenders. I reposted it on Twitter. This is long ago in 2017. But he juked them out their shoes. Like, he literally made them miss in a phone booth, and both guys collided, kind of like it's kind of disrespectful to Michael Vick, but kind of like how Michael Vick did it back against the Vikings in that game. Like, seriously, like, he really juked some guys. Like, he made them miss in a phone booth, crossed them up and all that, crossover. And made the defenders run into each other. Now, let's get to him as a actual just quarterback and not as a runner. His rookie season, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, but went 1-4. Hold on. Went 1-4. Yeah, hold on. Went 1-4 as his record, and then 4 touchdowns, 4 picks, 0-3 in 2019, 0-1 in 2020, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 2022, 7 games played. Only had 20 attempts, but with Cleveland, with the Browns, they made the playoffs and they played kind of like that garbage game where they didn't really need to win. It didn't affect their playoff seeding at all. He went 13 for 26, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, and he lost that game. So, we kind of know where we're getting in him. He's just a backup third string kind of guy. He was sacked 16 games in 9 games his rookie season. He was sacked 11 times in 3 games. He was sacked 11 times in 3 games. Kind of Sam Howell kind of numbers. And then 3 games and 1 start in 2020, he was sacked 11 times. So he gets sacked a lot. 14% sack rate in 2020 as well. But and then he has that connection with Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn coached at Florida University. Jeff Driskel went to Florida for 4 years and then transferred to Louisiana Tech. to Louisiana Tech. You look at some of his college numbers, pretty average pedestrian at Florida all 4 years. And then he transferred to Louisiana Tech in 2015 and had 27 touchdowns and 8 picks. So he had a really good senior year, that fifth-year senior year at Louisiana Tech. So I'll read his write-up here. I'm not going to spend too much time on Jeff Driskel. But yeah, it's really going to be him and Jake Fromm, I guess, competing for that third spot, because Mariota's going to be number 2 behind Jake Daniels or Drake May, either one of those guys that we draft. And then he'll be the third-string guy. And then I guess maybe Jake Fromm might be on the practice squad or something like that. They'll keep him. We'll see. But Driscoll, his strengths, prototypical build and athleticism. That's what I was telling you guys. Like, he's an athlete, man. 4.5, 40-yard dash, 32-inch vertical jump. Like, I'm treating him as a backup. 80 athleticism score. What was he? Fifth? Was he? 6th round or something like that. 6th round or 5th round of the draft. He was. Let me look this up real quick. 6'4", 235 pounds. He's 30 years old. Born in 1993, April 23rd. So his birthday's coming up. 6th round pick by the 49ers, but Adam Peters was not there at that time in the 2016 NFL draft. He began the 2018 season as the backup to Andy Dalton and fallen injured to Andy Dalton. He started the last 5 games of the season for Andy Dalton. So he got a couple starts. But let's look at his write-up, and then I'll wrap this one up here. Driscoll, prototypical build and athleticism, quick-footed signal caller with rapid setup in the pocket, has active bouncy feet while turning and scanning from target to target, possesses arm strength and pace on his throws. 2 challenging playmaking quarterbacks in man and instinctive linebackers in zone. Can get the ball out quickly with the flick of his wrist. Fundamentally sound with good footwork to balance himself before driving the ball with good weight transfer and hip rotation. Dangerous runner outside. I'm telling you guys, outside the pocket, and can escape with suddenness. I'm telling you. Good open field speed and ability to operate in zone read packages, willing to throw the ball away and move to next play rather than take unnecessary sacks, accurate and confident in short passing game. Weaknesses, struggles to lead receivers with throws, force them to break stride or adjust the throws behind them, limiting their yards after catch. So he had a couple throws. He had a couple good throws with the Bengals. He threw a nice pass to Tyler Boyd that I watched in some highlights, a touchdown to Noah Fant with the Denver Broncos. He made a couple good throws here and there. So I don't think he's awful, but like I said, he's more suited as a backup to the backup. Third string guy, practice squad guy, kind of like that. I mean, I think he can come in and in a pinch, kind of like Josh McCown. Josh McCown, when he played for the Eagles and he had to come in as a backup and was just running around all over the place. I think he could certainly do stuff like that. And come in and do that. But him coming in, like I said, he lost to us when we were awful that year. We were terrible. And Steven Sims, he didn't get that kickoff return. And Quentin Dunbar getting the interception and Fabian Rogan 2 picks, we probably would have lost that game. Probably would have lost that game. All right, you guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me see if there's anything else on Jeff Driskel that I did want to talk about. But that's really it, guys. That's really it. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think. I did want to look at some of the comments from last video. Some people were not upset about the signing about Jeremy McNichols and Alameda Zacchaeus. But kind of like, why are we signing all these guys? You got to fill the roster, guys. It is what it is. You got to have some cam bodies. You got to have competition. So that's just what comes with it. You got to sign guys like this and get them on the roster for competition to get roster spots. And, injuries happen, stuff like that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Somebody, Davis9164 said they're starting to get stupid on their signings now. And no, I disagree with that comment. Shout out to Davis for commenting, but I disagree because you got to fill the roster. You got to fill the roster. And as far as a running back, you need a third down back. I would still draft a running back. I really would. In the later rounds, just like a speedy home run back. I really would. Yeah, and that's about it. Capshot's video, shout out to him. He said we might carry 4 backs, and I don't think we're taking one in the draft. We probably signed one that wasn't drafted. Might really trade back into the first round for a tackle after we get our quarterback, which is hopefully Daniels. Yeah, I think we need to trade it. We still have not addressed tackle in free agency at all, which is something I don't like. And then cornerback is something I don't like, that the way that he's addressed it. I think, he should have got some more. He still can. It's not over yet, and there's the draft, but I still think that he needs to sign a veteran corner. Emmanuel Forbes is your corner 1, and Ben St. Juste is your corner 1 or corner 2, 1A, 1B, whatever they're supposed to be is pretty darn bad in my opinion. And Ignagabe is a special teams guy, and James Pierre is more of a special teams guy as well. They're not legitimate starters in this league, and we're gonna get cooked. We're gonna get torched by CeeDee Lamb. We're gonna get torched by AJ Brown like we did last year, Devontae Smith. And the Giants don't have any receivers, but we always find a way to lose to them somehow. But our corners are going to get torched against the NFC East for sure. And left tackle, we have to address it. I know there's rookies trading up into the first round, but still, I just feel like it would be better to have a veteran in there and then let the rookie learn behind them. But if you're going to draft him in the first round, okay, whatever. Go ahead and start him. Those are my critiques about free agency so far. All right, Jess. That was Commanders. Peace.